Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the quick look of the Charvel DK24 2.HH in matte blue frost. Okay guys, let's take a look at the guitar. It's got an alder body. It's got a roasted maple neck and fretboard. Charvel calls it caramelized, but it's, roasted maple. The normal Charvel headstock here. Now, I did take off the stock Charvel locking tuners of mine. Nothing wrong with the Charvel tuners. I put on Hipshot open gear locking tuners. They're slightly lighter weight, but the main reason I did that is I wanted the staggered height of the post so I didn't have to use the trees anymore. I think I'm pretty confident that these Hipshot, locking tuners are probably at least a slight upgrade to the Charvel tuners. But, like I said, there's nothing wrong with the Charvel tuners. The nut is a Tusk XL nut, cut, really well from the factory. The frets, I'd say medium jumbo. There's 24 of them. They're not stainless steel. That's about the only thing I feel this guitar could benefit from would be, stainless steel frets. I think if it had stainless steel frets, it would just push it over the top. It's a fantastic guitar, even without them, but it would be cool to see that. So when the first iteration of these Charvel guitars like this came out, I played a few of them, and one thing that I noticed on all of them is they had fret sprout, and I thought, well, you pick up a guitar in this price range and everything feels good about it and right about it, and then you feel that and you're like, oh. Happy to report that most of the current Charvels with these roast maple necks don't have that. Mine has wonderfully rolled edges, so it's just a super comfortable neck. No issues with the frets at all. This neck does have the lumen side dot inlays, which is a great feature. Not something you think you need until you have the guitar with it, and then you kind of come to appreciate it. Like I said, 24 frets. Having the truss rod adjustment down here where you can get to it without doing anything to the guitar, that's a feature I wish that all guitars would eventually go to. It's just super handy. So moving on to the electronics, it's got Seymour Duncan humbuckers in it. We've got a full shred here in the bridge and an Alnico 2 Pro in the neck. 5-way switch, volume and tone. The volume pot is an EVH low friction pot, so that's really cool. The tone is what Charvel calls their no load. So basically 1 through almost 10, it works like a normal pot. And then once you get to the very end, it kind of clicks into place, and it basically takes the tone pot out of the circuit, so that's cool. The mini switch here, this is kind of like the secret weapon here. When it's down, your pickups are in series mode, and when it's up, they're in parallel mode, and I'll demonstrate that when we get to the tone samples. As far as the bridge goes, it's got a Godo 510 bridge on it, a really kind of like the industry leader in the 2-point tremolo there. It is floating. Now, something I did to mine is I put the Wilkinson locking saddles on mine. I ordered these. They came from the UK. It took me about 9 days to get them, but it could take you, up to 2 weeks depending, on what time you order them. And basically, the only place I've seen where you can actually find these is on Wilkinson's Reverb, page. And they're very often out of stock, so you just kind of have to keep looking. I know, a lot of you guys probably know Pete Thorne has these saddles on his Sir signature model, and he was raving about them. And so I did some research, and it seems like the vast majority of people that got these, really, really liked them and thought it helped with the tuning stability. So I went ahead and got those, put those on, and I have to admit that I think the combination of that, locking tuners, and making sure your nut is cut right, and maybe even lubricated with nut sauce or graphite or something like that. The guitar really stays in tune surprisingly well. I'm not a crazy tremolo kind of user, but even when I do some pretty deep dives for me, the guitar comes back in tune fine. So worthwhile investments on those. I definitely recommend them. So looking on the back of the guitar, it does have some cutaways for access. I don't find that access is hindered in any way. It's just as comfortable as the majority of my guitars. One thing that I personally am not too much of a fan of, but I know most people probably do like it, is the jack here. I would just prefer just a normal jack, probably on the side of the guitar, but that's not a deal breaker. My Charvel Guthrie Govan, you know, has the same thing. Some of my other Charvels have that now too. So, but anyway, that would be basically the only thing that I personally, you know, maybe might have changed, but I can live with it. All right, guys, we'll do some tone samples for you. I'm on a Morgan AC20 Deluxe profile on the Kemper here. We'll start with the mini switch in the down position, so it's in series, and we'll do the same riff that we always do. Okay, so now we'll do with the mini switch in the up position, so all the positions are in parallel. Okay guys, on a slightly cleaner profile, I'll give you a demonstration of how useful the parallel series mini switch here is. We'll do it on position 4, which is the 2 inside coils of the humbuckers, and we'll start off in parallel. All right, gang, that's about it for the quick look of the Charvel DK24 2.HH. I want to thank you for checking it out with me, and I want to thank everybody that subscribes and watches my videos and comments. It's greatly appreciated. So that's it for now. We'll see you next time.